Hi, how's it going? George Master here. I've been doing a lot of thinking, as usual, and in light of the recent events that just took place over at Stoneman Douglas High School, I just want to express my heartfelt um, sorrow and condolences to those who were involved, and especially to those families who lost family members in this shooting. Now, I've seen a lot of angry videos over the last 24 hours regarding this incident. You know, you got people expressing anger at the fact that there were no armed individuals on campus with the exception of maybe one resource officer. And, you know, that's something that I'm going to go ahead and save for later. But what I really wanted to touch on is this whole mental illness thing, because it seems to be something that everybody always goes back to with one of these shooters who shoot up high schools in various parts of the country. So let's think about this. Most of the shooters who have shot up high schools within the last, let's say, 5 to 10 years have all had some issues that pertain to bullying. For whatever reason, they're not performing well in school because of social issues. You know, there's a number of things that could lead to this kind of event, which took place the other day. My question is, you know, we all look at the shooter and his mental illness, but I think that we should actually start looking at school administrators, school instructors, school monitors, the individuals who go to the school, the students, and all of the social media aspects of this. You know, we live in a different time right now. When I was going to school, I experienced a lot of bullying. But I think bullying is amped up 10 times more today in the public schools as it was when I was going to school because of the heavy use of social media and texting. You know, bullying, I believe, is one of the number one culprits that leads to events that took place the other day at Stoneman Douglas High School. But an interesting thing that caught my attention was the fact that members at Stoneman Douglas High School voted this kid most likely to shoot up the school. Like, was this something that everybody decided to agree upon? I mean, surely this kid must have known that students voted him most likely to shoot up the school. So not only did they plant this in his mind, but this kid actually believed it most likely. I'm not a psychologist, okay? But I'm just saying, this kid already had this idea in his mind that was planted by the very students that he was going to school with. It only makes sense. I believe that this kid was excluded out of a lot, not only by student peers at the school, but I don't know what his student situation may have been there, but I have a feeling that he may have not been getting constructive criticism by his own instructors or administrators. You know, when I look at a lot of administrators and school instructors today, you know, there's a lot of power-hungry individuals that operate within the public school system. You know, and I'm not blaming anybody at that school by all means, but I think people who work and go to these public schools are doing certain things without even realizing the emotional impact that they're having on certain individuals who may be planning this kind of a thing. I mean, I'm at a loss of words here, but I think it's something that we ought to consider, that perhaps it's more than just bad parenting. You know, perhaps this kid had great parents. Who knows? You know, there are a lot of kids out there who won't really talk to their parents, you know, for whatever reason. But I think it's time that school administrators, school instructors, and students at all of the various schools throughout the United States and perhaps throughout the world start taking a closer look at how they're acting and, you know, the things that they're saying about certain individuals that go to their school. It's all emotional. You know, this school shooter did this most likely out of an emotional reaction to the experiences that he has had at that school. So, again, I'm at a loss of words. I really don't know what else to say. but I think it's time for everybody to just stop for a minute, think about the things that they're doing and saying, and start being more inclusive of individuals who attend school who look a little lonely or excluded from groups. And to any of you kids who might be watching this video, I would urge you to do everything that you can within your power to forget popularity for just one moment and think about the impact that the words you have, not only in person but online, has on the mind of somebody else that you could inevitably be hurting. It's up to you to decide what happens in the future. And if you are somebody who's in a position right now that are thinking of doing something similar to what this kid did, I would urge you to stop and think at the impact that you will have on the lives of others if you follow through with what you're thinking. It's mind-boggling. You know, there's a lot to be thought about this, but honestly, it's not worth it. Don't let some idiot's words or even the idiotic oppression of administrators and instructors put you to this point. Just take a step back and say, you know what? I'm in control of my life. I'm going to do something a little bit different, and the hell am I going to let these people destroy me and who I am? It's not worth it. But again, everybody, I think it's time for us to have a real discussion about how we are communicating with each other. You know, online, in school. You know, you're out with a group of friends and for some reason your populist group decides to pick on that one individual. You know what? It's that kind of attitude that leads to these kinds of things. And it seems to be more and more evident as the years progress. I'm going to have more on this. I'm sure I'm going to have a little bit of something on gun control because that seems to be something that everybody is going to. It obviously has nothing to do with what happens here. But a lot of this has to do with exclusion, bullying, the way administrators and instructors talk down to individuals who do this. I feel sorry for the kid. I honestly do. Do I accept what he did as something that I would approve? No, I don't approve of what he did. But, you know, his mind was definitely somewhere else that day. But there was a series of events that led up to this. This didn't just get thought of all in one day. This is a series of events that started at that school. I'm just saying. All right. If you have any comments regarding what you saw here, you're more than welcome to comment in the comment box below. I'm going to have more on this to come, probably one more video, and we'll go from there. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. So hopefully we can all find a solution to preventing something like this from happening again in the future. I'm George Master. Thank you very much. Have a good one.